Islam, 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 family. All meetings are to be open and closed properly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We're not starting completely on time, but I would like to rise and give, rise and pray. Islam. So we turn to the east, is going within. We put our 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, and Islam. So I'm going to give honor to the laws. I want to rise and give the highest praises to our Father God Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also, I would like to rise and give honor, high holy praises to Mother Allah, the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that brings justice, mercy, love, and right. I would like to rise and give honors to all the illustrious prophets for all the divine works they brought us. Honors is speaking truth. We would is media platform based off of when we do not work in social, but maybe because no one has on front with their culture. Like, let's flow. What would my sister say to keep me connected? Has to say. Masculine physically. I don't know if y'all can really hear him. It may be hard to hear the video. Someone almost necessarily led that expresses a lot of pain and does not process it, looks like they're masculine on it. Yeah. Don't function masculine. Yeah, because they saw feminist weakness too dangerous. Yeah. It's the whole species. Yeah. So ideally, knowing practices like say to know ourselves. So usually when we're this is a one that naturally lines we feel the sense of liberation, the sense of generation, and you feel more alive. And when you're operating with what you conditioned, you feel constrained, you feel energetically depleted, and you don't understand why. And you're just used to it, you just think that's the game. Yeah. And so being able to understand that this is a vital component, so that way then once we recognize it, conditioning our putting these conditions on our I would say excusing some of our, let me see if it's internet connection. All right. You're gonna see if it's the internet connection. All right. I don't know. You may not really be able to hear him because that video is so low. I heard there was a CIA document. The as he was talking about this feminine and masculine energy last night, it really as I was saying over on TikTok, it really had me thinking about okay, cool. All right. So she is gonna come on. I wish Sister Isha could come in here. Just had me thinking about even me and just, how I've been. What are you saying when it's you can overdo the feminine, you can overdo the masculine. And I was just really seeing how I needed to really shift myself. Listening to him speak last night, like I was like, dang. And then like I said, I could see it through my children, like the emotions I carried as a mother, as a woman, even becoming single woman, raising the four, seeing how my emotions has navigated even their emotions, how they act in their, when they're thinking it's masculine, it's really their feminine and they don't know how to control it. So the anger, now I'm really seeing that and understanding where that's coming from. But how to shift it, how do I help them navigate and push it back together? As our brother said, because brothers need brothers. They need a brotherhood. They need other men that they can go have a safe space with, because sometimes we don't even know how to give our men safe spaces. And even learning that last night was something. Learning how to hold space when maybe we don't know how to hold space. No different than our brothers when they don't know how to hold space for us. But it was something that really had me looking within myself, even on the way home, just sitting there thinking about those things like, wow, this work is something that is an everyday journey. It's something that continues. It's not something that stops. It's not something that you finally reached it. It is a work, a constant work. And we're all doing our best to work it out. We are working out our life sums. Yes, we are. But last night, it just was, that conversation was so in depth about how important it is for us to be on this same level. like this balance between masculine and feminine, this balance between man and woman, if that's what you want to call it, on the physical plane. But there needs to be a balance there. Everything's out of balance. Like he was saying, even as a woman, if we come in doing all this stuff, it's out of balance. If we come in already saying, hey, I could do this for you, I could do that, and he's not stopping it and saying, nah, boo, I got that. I don't need you to do that. I got that because I'm a man. I could do that. But baby, I got that. If it's like we go in, and I can see because I'm guilty of it, go in and you're going in as that nurturer. You're showing up in your fullness. As the nurturer, as that, but a lot of times we cripple them. I would say, yeah, we will cripple them because my ex-husband was spoiled. I just have to even put my own self at fault for some of the things that caused us not to be together. I was the cause of some of it too. He wasn't the only reason. I was the cause of some of it too. And that was me crippling him from being what he should be. That was me always coming in to save the day. Oh, you can't do it? I got it. See, that masculine. And I shouldn't be popping in my masculine for no masculine. I should be allowing him to work that out. But instead, I was always, oh, I got it. Oh, you can't do it? I got it. So that's the mothering part that kicks in for most women. That's when we become the mama. But a lot of times we're just showing up to be nurturers and trusting that you're going to show up in your masculine and you're going to handle these things. So we show up as this. But then we do too much and start being too much as the mother. Because I did. It was always, okay, you want to do this? Okay, I got you. You want to be a DJ? Okay, let me go find some turntables. Me and cousin, let's go. I got you. I got half. You got half. Okay, he want to do DJ. Like all of these things. And always running to the rescue for whatever it is that they are looking to do. Always been that way. Even in my last relationship, he was a mechanic, but everything. Now go get you this tool. Go get you that tool. Invest in your business. Get you some cards. Build you a website. Here I come, saving the day. Not allowing him to step into his masculine and say, I got this. Then when I wasn't there to save the day, everything fell apart because that really wasn't what your quest was. That's really not what you were serious about. Because if I'm holding the way for you and giving you the ideas and leading you and setting up your Facebook page and your Instagram page, I'm doing all these tedious things in order to help you excel and go forward. Oh, you cut grass? All right. Well, guess what? You just got this money. Go grab a zero turn. You could grab a zero turn, go grab some contracts, the cities, whatever. I'll help you. What I need to rake, what I need to do, grab the bags. I can help you. We can work this thing together. See, a woman's always coming in to see what we can build together. Well, I'm going to say for me and from most women I know of, I don't know about all women, but to see where we are able to assist in whatever it is you're doing. But not to come in as the mama and just take over and have to do every little thing. So I see where my mistakes have come in with men, where I want to come in and save the day. I want to come save the day, be Wonder Woman. When I should allow him to say, hey, I got it. Let him really go into his masculine. So those were some of the things that when I look at it, I'm like, whoa. When I say, what part did you play? Every breakup ain't just on the man or the woman. Everyone's played a part in it. Everyone's played a part in it. Whether you allowed the misuse and abuse to go on, you played a part in it. And so, last night's conversation was just very enlightening for me. Put me on a different plane in my mind. Like, wow, let's go a little deeper. Let's dig deeper. Let's go up under that soil and let's find out what it is we're missing. So Islam. So I'm going to come on. I'm going to see if Sister Shonda or anyone else is going to come on, but I'm going to start and get into our laws. Clean house for a second so I can come into this into this, I like to call it our Sacred Growth podcast. This is our podcast, y'all. This is our podcast. The United of Asia Sisters Auxiliary or organization, however you want to spin it. But the sisters they're very important to the cause of all of this. And so we are here today, and we're going to still open our meeting as the prophet asks of us. We're going to read our laws. We're going to go through some literature. We may even go into the 101s and the Circle 7 and our Bibles. Islam. So, Islam. Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution, and bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Noble Drew Ali, founder, the Moorish Science Temple of America, home office of Noble Drew Ali, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Now for the recitation of the additional laws for Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. The Grand Sheik is the governing head of our temple. All business of said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali before being acted upon by any member. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the member to sacrifice finance, that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under a heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheik. Act 2. All members are to attend their ADEP meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is the lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name, to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained the noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his prophet, of his father, through the guidance of his father God, Allah. Islam, 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 brother Shamel Bey, Islam. Let me make sure no one else has said anything, because sometimes I get TikTok comments late, and I apologize, but Islam to you all today. Islam. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. It is cold here in Georgia. It's very cold. Just trying to get warm, right? So we're going to get in it today. This is going to be the garden part 2. And we're going to still be talking about what was going on in the garden, but we're going to go a little bit deeper into this thing about Lilith, and we're going to talk about some Sibyls and the Sibyls of Mama Wata, and we're gonna go into some things, because I feel when we start bringing this more to the forefront, this energy should help us connect back to where we're on our way. It's coming. We're on our way, I promise. It's coming back to it. So I'm going to read something out of the literature right now. And this is from the Moorish literature. And it's a part of the Moorish leader's historical message to America. All right. So I'm going to read some parts of it. And then we're going to get into this lesson. Islamism makes no distinction between high and low, rich and poor. It is like the sky. It has room for all. I'm going to say that again, because sometimes I think people take this and they think it's only for specific people. And it's not, because Islam is a way of life. Islam, it is a practice. Islamism is the religion that we practice because we apply it to our life. That's what the Islam is. You're applying it. So why say that's your religion if you're not applying it to your life? So Islamism makes no distinction between high and low, rich and poor. It is like the sky. It has room for all. The Quran should be of interest to all readers. It is the Bible of the Muslims, ruling over the customs and actions of over 6 million of people. It is a work of importance, whether considered from a religious, philosophical, or literary viewpoint. In the promotion of plans for the betterment of mankind, there has ever been some kind of opposition. And strange as it may seem, such opposition has come from sources where there were no ideas or the lack of courage to force attention to ideas, whether in church, state, or the social community. Any attempt to do anything out of the usual way seldom fails to receive criticism. Not because the course cannot be pursued legally or that it is unreasonable, but because it has been considered in terms as new. The Moorish Holy Temple of Science has received some opposition and criticism. In the main, the opposition has come from certain Christian ministers. They have expressed themselves as being opposed to our propagation of the religion of Islam, possibly because the promotion of the Mohammedan faith among our people in the United States is considered by them in terms as something new. Whatever the reason may be for their opposition, the legal right to oppose citizens, individuals, and organizations alike for their religious belief does not exist in the United States. The door of religious freedom made by the American Constitution swings open to all, and people may enter through it and worship as they desire. Islam, I'm going to say that again because people ask, well, what is she doing? Well, what point is she trying to prove? Well, what is she doing? What is she doing? Whatever the reason may be for their opposition, the legal right to oppose citizenships, individuals, and organizations alike for their religious beliefs does not exist in the United States. The door of religious freedom made by the American Constitution swings open to all, and people may enter through it and worship as they desire. Without religious freedom, no search for truth would be possible. Without religious freedom, no discovery of truth would be useful. Without religious freedom, religious progress would be checked, and we would no longer march forward toward the nobler life which the future holds for the races of men. Without religious freedom, there would be no inspiration to lift our heads and gaze with fearlessness into the vast beyond, seeking a hope eternal. It is a sad weakness in us, after all, to oppose our fellow men for their religious beliefs. And if there are angels who record the sorrows of men as well as their sins, they certainly know how many and deep are the useless sorrows that spring forth from such opposition. Possibly, love and time will counsel our ancient hatreds in this regard and prove that in mankind, tolerance is better than unwarranted opposition. In connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. The preaching of economic security among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as the circumstances demand. No other thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power. Better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life. So being a beggar people, I'm being a beggar people, even in what we are going through right now with who's in position and all of that. I hear so many complaints still to this day. The same thing. When we have the power invested in our hands to enforce law, he says right here we need economic power. So if we took that economic power, we would be able to attain the genuine enjoyment of spiritualities in life. But we will sit and complain about who's doing what when we're not doing what we need to do to put ourselves in a position. Our brother even said last night, our passiveness and quietness actually it cripples us. It cripples us when we are not speaking our truth as a whole, as the human race, as a people. That silence cripples us. Where that silence is in between is crippling us. We need all to stand. Not some, we need all. So being a beggar, people constantly begging for these enjoyments in life, constantly begging for things. Well, they're going to do this, and then we can't have this. And that's not true. If you become more active and stand in your position, you can. See, this is where we still talking about this garden and what happened. Why we can't stand up together. Islam. Our men, women, and children should be taught to believe in the capacity of our group to succeed in business. In spite of the trials and failures of some of them, trials and failures in business are by no means confined to any particular group of people. Some business ventures of all people fail. We have many men and women among our people who are qualified, both by training and experience, who are shining lights in the business world of all the people. It is a sad weakness in us as a people that we have withheld the very encouragement, support, and patronage that would have made some of our worthy business ventures a grand success. And worst of all, have joined in the condemnations of them when they failed. Except in cases of actual dishonesty, discourtesy, lack of service, and actual unreliability. Our business enterprises in every field of endeavor should have fullest of confidence, cooperation, and patronage whenever and wherever they can be given. Read carefully the doctrines of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. It contains our hopes, aims, rules, and articles of religion. Every member should have a copy. In conclusion, I urge you to remember there is work enough for all to do in helping to build a better world. The problems of life are largely social and economic. In a profound sense, they are moral and spiritual. Have lofty conceptions of our duties to our country and fellow men in general, and especially those with whom you deal. This includes such honesty and righteousness as will cause you to put yourself in other fellows' place. Look for the best in others and give them the best that is in you. Have a deeper appreciation for womanhood. Brighten the hopes of our youth in order that their courage be increased to dare and do wondrous things. Adhere at all times to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I am your affectionate leader. I shall continue to labor day and night, both in public and in private, for your good, thereby contributing to the welfare of our country and its people as a whole. Noble Drew Ali. Islam, Noble Drew Ali. Islam, yes. So, I am hmm. Mm. All right. All right. So we are going to get into these. Oh, I didn't even realize I was on here that long. All right, y'all. Let's go. Islam. Oops. Stay up there. Stay up there. All right. So I just read that from out of the literature just because I felt that peace was very important. So us in understanding our position and why this is being done. Yeah, why in the time of the information age are we still are we out of the information age? Because this is the knowing. We're in the know and the will. So still it must be even spoken upon on why we do this, why we get up, why do we do Friday Holy Day? Why do we do Sunday school still? Why do we do it? To keep us to use these tools that we need to use all the time. There are tools that have to be used, and we need to keep with these tools on a constant. Islam, and I'm gonna talk about these tools first before I go in. And I'm just gonna say this: my energy is my validation. I don't need validation from anything else but my energy. Islam. So that's where my validation comes in, through my energy. You made it. You made it. Islam.
Islam. Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. So it let me do it on the browser now. Islam.
Islam. Good. Okay. So these tools that we constantly have to use. So that's why we come on here Sunday, Friday, whenever you may see a more demonstrated. It's because tools have to be used in order for us to keep ourselves sharpened, in order for us to keep ourselves right. So I'm going to talk about these tools right now. Okay, the divine instructions, excuse me for saying that. This is coming from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guidance of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. So from the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 5, after the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, the search for him. His parents find him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of carpenter's tools. So I'm going to 12. One day, as he, Jesus, was bringing forth the tools for work, he said, "These tools remind me of the ones we handle in the workshop of the mind, where things are made of thought and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all our lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way, and make the corners of our conduct square. We use the compass to draw the circles around our passions and desires, to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly parts and make the character symmetrical. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it in until it is a part of every part. We use the plane to smooth out the rough, uneven surface of joint and block and board that go to build the temple for the truth. The chisel, the line, the plummet, and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the mind. And then this ladder with its trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, 3-step ladder. On it, we climb up to the dome of purity and life. And on the 12-step ladder, we ascend until we reach the pinnacle of that which life is spent to build the temple of perfected man." Islam.
Islam.
So these tools are important. So when I think about these tools now, I'm like, dang, did Adam know about these tools when he was in the garden? I think Lilith knew these tools, and that's why she was being the way she was. Adam didn't want to use the tools because these tools had to still be of some importance then. Islam.
Islam. Yes, that's true. What we've been getting into lately, especially on Friday, me, of coming of Lilith and the energy that we speak of. I would reflect that she is part of the tools, well, let me not just say she, the energy of Lilith is part of our tools, because it also for me, what I took away, it creates a discernment, just to be ready and Islam.
You can, my baby teaching. My baby teaching. Don't stop my baby from teaching. He's teaching right now.
Islam.
You teach Elijah? Elijah said, I got something to say to y'all.
Yeah, and it's about food. Hold on.
It's about food. No, it's good. You can. I got you. So why she tends to see, that's why I say being mothers, we can, these hats that we wear can move around in so many ways as the mother, as you know, as we move. So that's why as the I say the goddess movement in various spiritual traditions, Lilith is venerated as a goddess of independence and empowerment. She is often invoked in rituals and ceremonies to celebrate female strength and autonomy. And I can just say that even from right now, what you just seen, you seen a goddess move in her energy. You just seen goddess Aisha Ra move in her energy to where her independence and empowerment. She went to take care of the baby, and she's still gonna come back and give you a demonstration. So, you know, that's that strength and autonomy that we hold within us as women, as feminine, the feminine aspect or feminine energy, the mother, however you would like to put it. There are a few books. I'm gonna put them in the chat. There are a few books that I came across that for Lilith. These are literary analysis and criticism. The Book of Lilith by Robert G. Brown. And this book provides an in-depth analysis of Lilith's myth, exploring her various representations in religious texts, literature, and art. And then we have another one. Oh no, that's still his book. So that's one of the books. There's I'm sure many other books on Lilith that we could explore and find, but that's one of them. Yeah, because there's a feminist literary criticism. Scholars often examine Lilith's story through a feminist lens, highlighting her as a symbol of female resistance and empowerment. I don't think so much. I mean, I can understand the resistant part. Because as I said, you look at the pharaohs, women were never behind them or underneath them. They were always beside them. Beside. We doing this together. We doing this together. We're going to make this rock together. So even when Mary and Joseph were going to look for their son, even in that same chapter, Joseph and who was with him? Zebedee and a son of Zebedee. They returned to look for him. So Mary, her thing, she asked for directions first. The brothers was doing, the two men couldn't even think. She was already thinking, let me go ask this guard over here. Why y'all ain't on y'all's post? Why y'all still wandering around? She done already went over here to this guard though. But y'all still wandering around trying to find this brother. Find our man, our young son. But that was the first thing she did, was ask for direction. Because a lot of times as women, as sisters, we would like direction from our brothers. The right direction, not the wrong direction. We would like direction. So even in this case, she had to ask for direction. You seen my son? Excuse me, guard, have you seen him? He a little boy, about this little, about this age. Yeah, he in there. He in the temple. Disputing with the doctors of the law at 12. At 12. He's in there disputing with the doctors of the law. But Mary knew to go ask for direction. I mean, when I think about Lilith, I don't think so much that she was trying to be resistant toward Adam, toward her husband. She wasn't. She wanted some. I need some direction. You're gonna have to explain this to me because I could have swore we was brought into this thing together. So can you help me understand what's really going on? Help me with this direction. Because you don't want to take the time to explain to her or take the time to really gift her with the knowledge. You can see where the knowledge was being held away, even with Adam at this point. He didn't want to give her all of it. He was trying to withhold, but not realizing, bro, we was built, we the same. We equal. Why are you trying to separate us? We just want some direction, brothers. Some direction would be nice. Because even when they did find him, even when they did find Jesus, he still had to tell them, look, I got to be about my Father's work. I got to be about my Father's work. You know what I'm saying? I have to work this workship or this worship. I have to work it. I got to do it. So each one of us must be about our Father's work. I want to talk about those tools. I'm hoping Isha gonna come back and we're gonna finish through this Lily thing. So I wanted to make points of that Mary asked for those directions.
I'm here. I'm just listening. Islam.
Oh, okay. Islam. Oh, somebody came in on a private chat. Let me see what this is right here. Hold on. Oh. Oops. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so as I was just speaking on when Mary was asking for these directions, I was saying that a lot of times that's what we're looking for as women from our men if they're in that leadership position. As we were speaking of last night, as Kevin was breaking down this feminine and masculine energy that we tend to we're either being over, what did he say? We're either being over masculine or over feminine or whatever.
Yeah, like
So
it was like hyper. What he was saying?
hyper feminine, hyper
Masculine.
masculine.
Hyper masculine. Yep. Islam.
And that balance that needs to be there. Oh, I'm sorry. I am having a flash for yourself. You hear me? And it just came out of nowhere. I was fine a moment ago. It just said, and I'm like, oh, our train of thought went away. But anyway, can you camel back off of some of the stuff that was said in that aspect? Because I was trying to get the video to play, but it ain't really loud enough to play it where he's saying that. Do you kind of remember what he was saying on how we tend to be hyper feminine?
Yes, Islam. I remember just a snippet. It was a lot of great information. That was very dope last night. But I guess what he was saying about different roles that we have came into, as far as we as women, we have this feminine nurturing life about us. So we come in this emotional state ready to assist and nurture, but also on the other side with facing masculine principles or energy. When we're in facing that, if the masculine energy is already distorted and he's already in more so his feminine principles, or he's been raised by mostly feminine led principles in a household or wherever he at, then most of the time that plays out in not domineering the masculine energy, but he was basically just putting it, depending on the roles. If you've been led, feminine led, then your role as a masculine won't show up in certain ways, where a woman will show up in her feminine essence, but can click on when something happened, click straight into her masculine energy, where if the male energy is not receptive to that, then he can turn into more of a feminine principle instead of being in a masculine role. I just remember he was just saying it's based on how you have been raised, or you grew up, whatever environment, that it can be distorted. So we come with this already nurturing energy of feminine aspect, ready to give and pour and be receptive and adapt to it. But if the energy that we're facing is opposed to it, and they don't know how to accept you being in that because they're so hyper masculine, they brought up in this tough energy. Oh man, supposed to do this. I remember he was saying that, like, you're in this over masculine energy where you can meet her where she's at in a more feminine principle, like, oh, and you can soften the whatever energy that's taking place. I remember that he was just basically saying, like, it depends on where you're coming from and what kind of energy you're facing in that moment. Because as women, we come with, again, receptivity, nurturing, loving, ready to give, and sometimes we overdo it so much where the masculine energy may not be able to accept that because they're in this distorted hyper masculine energy. So the tools that you were saying from Lilith, I brought for is most like, for me, is like self sovereignty. She was like trying to, not trying, but getting that more not super independence, but independence where she stands in her aspects. I just see that, and I just think that women are just, yeah, like the cornerstone of creation. So we bring nurture in life. I don't know if this kind of makes sense. I'm just trying to piece in what we heard last night. And
Make it sense. Let's make it
yeah,
sense.
so just restoring the balance of masculine and feminine energies is a collective consciousness. You know, it's not just pull one. That's what it is. We be too much of this, too much of that, when we can just meet each other where we are. So I think that's a pivotal point to the energy of Lilith. Regardless, you know,
Yes.
it's like,
And so there was a part I did ask. I said, because I wanted to get more of Lilith's energy. So I did ask it. I said, was Lilith a symbol? Now, there's two different symbols in times. There's some symbols that we are, and then there's some other symbols. So there's two different ways they spell it. So when I asked it says, no, Lilith, and this is just going to what you're saying. No, Lilith and a symbol are not the same. Lilith is a figure from Mesopotamian and Jewish mythology that tells you who she is, right? Often depicted as a demon or powerful rebellious woman. On the other hand, a symbol is a prophetess or an oracle in ancient Greece and Rome, known for her ability to foretell the future. Now, this symbol that I asked about is not spelled the same ones from ancient times.
I seen that. I had to type it in. I was like, "Ooh, what's this talking about?" I seen the title. I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. So, while both figures are associated with supernatural powers, their roles and origins are quite different. Lilith is more closely linked to themes of independence and defiance, whereas Sibyls were revered for their prophetic abilities. So the symbols that I was speaking of, because it's just, I wanted to see the empowerment of women, like these places that they were, because they're so written out. Like you might hear Ruth, you might hear Hagar, but when you see these names in the Bible, they come and go. There's really not no in-depth anything on it. Not a whole lot. I mean, you might get a little bit of a story, or you get the Ruth story. But
yeah, I think they was trying to really show symbolism. Everybody to really see the symbolism. Like, oh, you read it. Yep.
Yeah, but if you don't even understand that we were all about symbolism before, that's not how you're going to look at the Bible. True. You're not going to look at any text like that if nobody ever told you, well, this is how it was before, and these are the signs and symbols that we came from. They put these words in front of us.
I'm just now relearning this, and I'm grateful for that because it's giving me a better understanding of who I am, and that's how. It's just a book, but until I started to read it, you know, it can be either treasures for you or it can be detrimental to you, depending on the energy, how you read it, you know. So we have to, you know, have just something that just kind of divinely happened to me. It was like, oh, maybe I need to read into this, or guided by, you know, Allah, just to keep reading, keep, you know, searching for what's best for you. So
exactly. And then sometimes you gotta look at others. I started looking at these symbols, the SYBILS. It's their the energy, because you're looking at Greek and Roman mythology. So now looking at the energy that they were holding. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were prophetess too, but they were prophetess for that side.
That's true, because I know in Libya they had certain type of oracles as well, or sibyls, and more so ancient, you know, Africa, more so Libya, they was calling them like sibyls too, in a way.
Yes, but that symbol is spelled SIYBIL. Those are the symbols from our ancient times of Africa. That's Mama Wada. That's the Mama Wada symbols, but it's SIYBIL. So Akhenaten, one of my teachers, he was very, that's one thing I always remember. He was very like, he used that hammer on us a lot of times with this. Vowels are interchangeable. They'll snatch a vowel out of a word to throw you off, or they'll throw an E there when it was supposed to be an I, or even, you know, with more, they'll throw an E on the end of more so they can take you away from that, so you're not even connecting yourself. So they can do little things to trick the mind, and so then it becomes a different meaning, right?
Islam, yeah.
So I know a lot of times when I look at words, I'm always looking at the vowels to see how they might have interchanged them, how they probably changed it out and moved this away to put that there. So with the symbol, that's why when I first typed it in, I said, no, this is not the right symbol. This ain't the symbol I'm talking about. I had to go back in my notes to see the correct spelling, because just by me spelling it this way gave me Greek and Roman mythology. So it gave me the Delphi, who served the oracle of Apollo. Her prophecies were highly regarded and sought after by people from all over the ancient world. Then you had Cumae. The Cumaean symbol, located in Italy, is perhaps the most well-known outside of Greece. She is famously mentioned in Virgil's Aeneid, guiding Aeneas through the underworld. Then there were other locations. There were several other symbols, including the Etherian, the Hellespotin, they had some names, and Firagon symbols, each associated with different regions and temples. So their characteristics were prophetic abilities. Symbols were believed to receive their prophecies through divine inspiration, often in a state of ecstatic frenzy. Wow. The Sibylline books. Some Sibyls, like the Cumaean Sibyl, were said to have written collections of prophecies known as the Sibylline books. These books were highly valued and consulted in times of crisis. So that's the SYBILS. They played a significant role in religious and cultural life of ancient Greece and Rome, and their legacy continues to influence modern culture and art. So that's the SYBIL.
Yes, Islam. That's the one that I'm familiar with.
But it was interesting because the Etherian Sibyl was a prophetess from the classical antiquity who presided over Apollyon oracle at Etheria, a town in Iona, opposite the island of Chios. Here are some interesting details. Peep this. I looked up Iona, a town. There's a town here in the United States. Is it by Detroit, I want to say. Man, where's my thing? Let me see if I can pull it up and share it with you. Let me see. It's in Michigan. It is in Michigan. Dang, how can I share this? I think I Wait a minute. Share the screen so I can show you this. Let's see. We're gonna share the screen. Mhm. Let's see if I can find it here. Let me see where it is. Let me see where it is. Let's see if it pops up right here. Nope. I see it on the other screen. Okay, so let me go here. Because I don't even know how to get into this screen at this point. But this place is in Michigan. And it's not coming up. This place is actually in Michigan. You can look it up. It's called Ionia. It's a town, right? So it just be mighty funny how they'll talk about these towns from these ancient places, but then you'll look over here and you'll see the same exact name in town over here in America. So that was very interesting because then it's like, even though the island of Chios is not over here, it's over in Greek. It's over in Greece and Rome. That's not over here. But it's funny how Iona, when I first typed it in, that was the first thing that popped up was Michigan. It didn't pop up no Greece over there. It popped up Michigan. So that's where I just be like, whoa, how we navigated, how we moved, like how interesting, because that just can't be by coincidence that is there, right?
Nope, all in divine connection.
Oh, and I tell you,
That's why I said some things was placed there for us to read and be like, oh, ooh, you okay? Or read further. You okay?
mm-hmm.
Or to read further into, but like you said, we just stopped there and just, oh, it's just a name. Then we just
Right,
stopped our curiosity, our knowledge of learning and growth in life. So
right.
some people have it, some people don't know. They just have to tap into it. That's why I said some things, come easy. We may see something like, oh, okay. And then you'll see it again, be like, oh. And then a lot of people we know recognize numbers. We see things. We see a name. We say, oh, what is that about? We get curious. That's what being childlike is about. We're curious. We're exploring. We're trying to find out what's our tool so we can navigate. But we have to be open and receptive to certain things instead of being blocked off when it comes to the guidance. So again, like that small voice, listening, guiding yourself in this universe. Stop.
Islam, you're so right. So she had these prophetic abilities, right? That's why I chose the Ethereum symbol from this time. Is known for her prophecies, which were often written on leaves and arranged in such a way that the initial letters of the leaves formed an acrostic. The famous acrostic from her, one of her most famous prophecies, is believed to have foretold the coming of Christ, with the initial letters spelling out Jesus Christ, God's Son, Savior, and cross.
Mm.
She is depicted in Michelangelo's with the painting that's on the ceiling of the Vatican, of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. Now, when you go to look this up, it says she's shown reading a large book symbolizing her prophetic role. But when you first type it in, it brings up a man reading a book. It's not a female. It's a buff masculine.
Really?
Look at his hand. And I'm like, well, you just said that this was a she. That don't look like a she.
You know how they be distorting our images because they want to play that masculine feminine role, so they decide to put the more masculine energy on supposed to be a feminine principle. So we just like certain warriors, and we're like, why does that goddess look like that with her arms and her legs and a knife and blood. It's like, you know, it comes with the symbolism. Like that's why they may want to change the picture. They want to distort our image and what we reading and what we know. So that's why we got to read between the lines and keep being. Yep.
Yes. Yes. Come on, talk about it. Okay. So once I came out of her, I said, no, I need to go to our symbols. Our symbols. The SIYBILS. The symbols. They are, who are the symbols of Mammy? Mammy, I call her Mammy or Mommy. Mammy, because it's spelled MAMI, water.
Oh yeah. I'll be like, Mommy water.
Mommy
so that
water.
I would be like E. I'll be doing that
Mommy.
same. Mommy water.
Mommy. And see, there we go again with the interchangeable vowels. Remember, A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes Y and I.
Right.
Yeah, they all sounded like.
Just over here, just throw it in.
Yeah, throw it in there. So the symbols of Mami Wata are a fascinating aspect of African spiritual traditions. Mami Wata is a water spirit and goddess revered across various African cultures, particularly in West and Central Africa. The symbols associated with Mami Wata are believed to be her prophetesses or oracles, possessing the ability to communicate her messages and prophecies. The key point about the symbols of Mami Wata, the prophetesses. The symbols are seen as the mouthpieces of Mami Wata, delivering her divine messages to the people. We have work to do. Spiritual authority. They had significant spiritual authority and were often consulted for guidance, healing, and prophecy. Cultural influence. The symbols played a crucial role in maintaining and transmitting the religious and cultural practices associated with Mami Wata. The historical significances. According to some accounts, the symbols were part of a powerful matriarchal order that existed long before the advent of Christianity. Their influence extended across various regions, including ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. That's why I was stuck on that Ethereum lady, that Ethereum symbol. Because for some reason, that's what she was giving me. The modern interpretations, revival of traditions in contemporary times, there has been a resurgence of interest in Mami Wata and her symbols, with many African diaspora communities embracing these traditions as part of their cultural heritage. The symbols of Mami Wata have been depicted in various forms of art and literature, highlighting their enduring legacy and spiritual significance. What you think about that, Isha? Did you look them up? Because I know you'll look it up. There's a book too. Now there's a book that you can get, and it is on. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. It talks about the symbols, and these were there before your Vatican and all that was there. And yeah, Mami Wata's power is tied to water. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the water. Yes, which is symbolic medium for spiritual clarity, cleansing, and communication with the divine. Yes, ma'am, Sister Isha. Yes. Aisha Ra. Yes. So true. So they even have festivals for there are festivals surrounded by this. So even we need to bring these things back into this energetic field. The rituals and ceremonies, altars and shrines. Devotees often create altars or shrines dedicated to Mami Wata, adorned with artifacts representing water, such as seashells, colorful fabrics, and offerings of fruits, flowers, and alcohol. The offerings, rituals often involve making offerings to Mama Wata, which can include food, drinks, and other items symbolizing prosperity and fertility. Because I love to dance. Dance and songs. Traditional dances and songs are performed during ceremonies to honor Mami Wata and seek her blessings. These performances are often vibrant and energetic, reflecting the spirit's powerful and seductive nature. The prophetesses, the Sibyls, are seen as the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece. We going back to that again. The mouthpiece of her. They hold significant spiritual authority and are often consulted for guidance, healing, and prophecy. They have performed healing rituals using herbs, water, and other natural elements to treat various ailments. Their knowledge of traditional medicine is highly respected within their communities. The Sibyls. Oh, go
Yes,
ahead.
yes.
You want to say something?
Oh no, you kind of covered it. That's yeah, very profound. And no, I nope. You got it. Yeah, it's like intuitive healing. That's what basically you're saying. Intuitive healing, going off the knowing of what we need to do and how we need to do it. Like that.
It's long. And because you're an herbalist, like this speaks so much to you. You know what I'm saying? Of even your role in how you help mothers, expecting mothers, mothers that are just giving birth, even based on me as being a mother and my children are grown, you still are there to assist and you're able to provide certain things that help us as women, you know. So I could truly see you in this as a Sybil. I see you as a Sybil, as I always do. The Sybil plays a crucial role in maintaining and transmitting religious and cultural practices associated with Mami Wata. They help preserve the traditions and ensure the continuity of worship. Festivals and celebrations. Mami Wata is often celebrated during festivals and special occasions where the Sibyls lead the rituals and ceremonies. These events are marked by music, dance, and communal gatherings. So the worship of Mami Wata and the role of the Sibyls have spread beyond Africa, particularly among the African diaspora in the Caribbean and the Americas. The Sibyls continue to be revered and play a vital role in contemporary spiritual practices. Mami Wata and her Sibyls are depicted in various forms of art, including paintings, sculptures, and literature. These representations often highlight their spiritual power and cultural significance. Mami Wata are a testament to the enduring power and influence of this water spirit, whose worship continues to thrive in both traditional and modern contexts. That's Mami Wata. That's some of the things on her. You can look up more because when you associate her, you can associate her with Yemiya, Oshun, La Sirene in the Caribbean. Like you can pull all these prophetesses from these places that we know and we speak of and we call to. While these names are more commonly associated with the goddess herself, the Sibyls who serve as her prophetesses might be known by titles or role rather than individual names. They are often referred to collectively as the Sibyls of Mami Wata. It's a collective. It still ain't nothing popping off on its own. So even through the women and even through our sister connection, it's still us working together. See, it's the equal thing. We're still talking this equal, this togetherness that Lilith was trying to get Adam to get, I guess, trying to get him to understand. Not sure, but maybe she was trying to get him to understand it's equal. Because together, collectively, we could do so much more than separate. What you think, Sister Isha?
Yeah, I think she was definitely looking beyond the material world. And I think, when we got in a certain way, you could just stay there and be stuck and people in that complacency. So I from her energy, it's like, hey, I'm not just about to stay here and just deal with it or just be in it just because. No, I'm gonna follow a divine intuition that's for me to step out beyond this material world. So these are mystical the mystical divine women, I know that, or energy aspects, if we want to call it either or, you know. Yeah, it's just more, I think it's more of authority, stepping into more of a spiritual authority for her, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
picking up. They're not
Spiritual
settling.
authority.
And
Not
come with her
settling.
own feminine energy. Like, let's do this together. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be over here while I'm over here, Adam, getting the herbs and learning about the different plants to healing. You over there building the house. See, we working together. But you want to come over here while I'm messing with the herbs and you trying to no, bro, go build the house.
That's right.
Let me
That's
do
right.
their part.
No, that's right.
You do that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's so it's a balance there. Instead of you trying to ride my coattail, or just like Kevin was saying, we come in and being nurturers and seeing these potentials and wanting to give, but then we end up falling into mommy mode. Become the crutch.
The mothering. That's right. The mothering, because it comes natural. Is some people don't even need that extra mothering, or they could be a turnoff. It's like, I don't really need that, but in a also retrospect, you do need it, but not in that time. So
that's good, Isha. That's good. That's good. Especially because I'm still a mom, you know what I'm saying? But little people I haven't had in 20 years. But it's still, that never goes away, because still my mother instincts kick in. Just like I was saying the other night, we were eating dinner. Elijah, I don't know why I have a peripheral when I'm around children that might be unlike anybody else. But I could see a child and they about to grab something. He was going for this bead on the floor. All I seen was the bead rolling. I seen his hand and I went, oh, no. I was across the room. Let me get that.
Yep.
As Kevin said, what was that? I don't care what it was. He's about to put it in his mouth. I'm not, in my mind, I'm as a mother, I'm not thinking about what it is. I'm thinking about what he's about to do with it. So I'm like, grab up, trash it goes.
That's true. And we do that. It kicks in naturally. That's right. It's automatic. Even if we in a different community setting. I'm already mothering other people's children. I'm like, hold on.
Like,
where your mama?
Get up from over there. Don't touch that. Move.
Right. Can you eat that? Your mama gave you that drink? Or who your parents? I'm asking. I'm walking with you.
So it kicks in anyway, but that we can also because we're that way, and when we're on mommy duty and our mind is there, we even do that in the relationships that we're in with the opposite sex. We stepping in as mama half the time because we're seeing this and we want to be nurturing and just loving, and then it becomes mama duty.
Islam, yeah, that's true.
We got to learn how not to allow us to stay complacent in that place, because that's when the mental abuse and all the other abuse comes in, because we're trying so hard to prove our love and nurturing and being there and then we fall victim to something that we shouldn't even be falling victim to. Because as our brother said last night, a man should be able to step in when we're saying, hey, I could do that. He should be able to step in as a man. But this is different. As a man, I got that. I don't need you to do that. I got that. I've probably had one of those in relationships.
That's true. And like they said, some of the roles has been reversed. Like, like the brother Jaguar was saying, like, hey, she came back and said, what he said about this. Even though he, approached it as that, she came back and was like, well, let me offer just this. He didn't overdo it because he a man and I want to do this and take over this and this. No, he just allowed the conversation to unfold and be in his masculine while she's receptive to her feminine. So, but if she would have came extra hard, like, yeah, let's go on a date. I'm going to take you out today. Let's do it right now. Like, that type of energy. I want to be with you. I want this. I want that. And it's not like, wait, let's just see how this unfolds and let me play my role, not you playing both roles immediately when we come into just this friendship or this loving relationship that we have, whatever it may be, the connection. Let me play my role. You don't come in extra already, because then you're going to be depleted. You realize you've been doing that since day one, trying to catch up, God, that's right. Come at me, huh? You're trying to come in with extra, itineraries and notions, checklists, because you've been led like that most of your life. So now you know, okay, let me try to run this relationship. When it's like, no, let me sit back and actually and chill and play my y'all are too loud. My feminine principle, you know. But if we haven't had a concept or a relationship with just the feminine principle and where's the balance between it, then we already distorted and in our masculine all the time, you know. So it just we have to get back to our sacred circles, get to the sister circles, to our gatherings. Men need to go with their brothers, you know. Brothers need to be brotherhood and all the time, you know, help one another, you know, confide. I know y'all don't want to tell your business, but it's worth it when you going through something. Your woman cannot always pick up them pieces. The feminine aspect can just pick up all the pieces and say, well, we gonna take this on together, when it's already probably hard for her to show up in that for you. You know, the feminine aspects. You don't want to, so it's like Zen was saying, either be quiet or it's like offer just if you need guidance, if you need to, if I can be there, shoulder lean on, you know. But it's the masculine, feminine principles. How are we operating on a daily basis? How can we receive that if we're not even in a receptivity mode? Like, you know, it just come with work. That black moon and Lilith come with work, and Libra come with work. I just
Boy, yeah, it come with work. My black moon is Capricorn, but that Libra, boy, that balance. That's that balance, though. That Libra is that balance.
Yeah, and we're gonna be in this mood till March 2025. So just get ready for these relationships and things to transform, and you know, we just gotta play our role in what's happening now.
And then not allow it, because even though the energy is there, we got to learn how to work with the energy. Is that correct? Because I think people they see it, and then it's funny because someone tried to make a meme about it. It was like, to all you people that worship the planets and the cosmos, something about being crazy, right? And in my mind, I'm like, you don't even understand our ancestors. That's what they did. They are the cosmos. What you mean?
There we go.
Why
That's
wouldn't
how
you
we
be
feel.
paying attention to that? Like
Thank
that.
you. Why would it not be important? Yeah.
Why would that not be important?
We missing it. Just like people say, oh, I went to school for that, but we don't even know what part of our heart, legs. We done took anatomy so many times. Well, what part of the heart is that? What you say about my digestive system? People just think it's the stomach. You know, so it's only, you know, we can feed you everything that you need, give you the books and tools, but what are you actually taking out of it? What is for you? Let me say that. What is the pieces that, you know, that's for you that you can relate with? Not just a little bit. And you just say, well, I took science and I know my stomach is digested. It's like, what are the other pieces? How do I learn me? How do I learn me? I'm trying to learn somebody else in this other subject in their job and somebody else's territory, but I don't know me.
But I don't know.
I don't know if my stomach and my liver at. Like, what is going on?
Right.
So,
I don't even know that everything is like right in there, and it ain't really all spread out like I think it is. Like, I'm tearing stuff up in this small space.
So yeah, that's why I come with different portions. What people want to, you know, allow to feed into. So
that's true. That's so true. So very true. That's so good, Isha. I thank you for that. Yes, because this balance is important. So if we're going through this until March, can you imagine what the energy is really? I mean, because the force is going to force this thing. The force directs the power. So it's going to be forced. We're going to be forced. This balance is about to be forced, whether you want it to be or not.
Exactly. So when people say y'all crazy for this and that, it's like, oh, okay, we still got sun, planet, we got earth, we got everything that Allah has given us, and you telling me I'm just gonna discount it just because you feel like it's the word crazy? Like,
yeah,
really? You gonna demonize it like that? Like, but you believe in God, and you don't know what to believe in, because we've been societal people over different religions. Like, we jump from this, jump from that, jump for this. Oh, it don't make sense, so I'm gonna go over here. Oh, that didn't make sense to me. So it's like, but unfold it, unpack it, open up another book. Just don't throw it away.
Exactly. Exactly, sis. Exactly. I love that. And you're right. Getting back. And when you said the brothers, because Kevin was saying that last night, they need retreats. I had said it. Was it Friday or the other day when I said we need to get all the Morris brothers on an island together, send them away for about 10, 15 days and let them go at it. I bet you they'll come back friends.
That's right.
I'm trying to be funny, but I bet you they may come back friends because then they don't have no choice but to sit and speak with each other and really get it out, whatever issue you might have with one another. So these brotherhood retreats and building of each other are important for y'all. Like it ain't just for the sisters a girls trip. Boys need to get. I mean, excuse me, men. I need to stop calling y'all boys because y'all need to become men. Men need to get them some men trips. I ain't gonna say boy trips. I don't even want to put boy on them no more.
Right. But like he said, we lost the rites of passage. So we going straight from boy to men, thinking we men or women already. Elijah.
Yep.
Already we thinking, I'm a man, turn a certain age, I'm a man. It's like, but what are your principles? What is your tradition? What is your morals? How's your character? Who guided you to be this? Who walked with you through this path to say you are deemed to be a man now, but it comes with just words. We say it so often, I'm just a man, or I'm this woman, I can take care of all this. Like, but what rites of passage have we went through to even say that? Because we don't conduct ourselves in that way if we do. Culturally,
Exactly.
but certain things be taken away, or it's just like we move straight on up. We miss the path, we miss the classes and the teaching and the courses about sexual communication and health and all these things that may be important when it comes to building a relationship. Who taught you how to even be a husband, or taught you how to be a wife, or what is the proper steps? So now that we are taking this time again in Black Moon and Lilith and Libra transformation, how do we show up? How do we show up in these relationships? It's a little discernment. BB40, bless you.
Discernment. And discernment is a feminine aspect, am I right?
Did he say discernment? It was like discernment and what's the C word?
Intuition. Discernment and intuition are the same, are they? The same or no? What
Discernment.
makes them different?
Intuition, guts, discernment is knowing. I'm gonna get there. I ain't gonna say I know everything. I don't. So let me not say
Well, me neither.
but it's
Like,
similar. It's similar, right? Because it's interchangeable. So I don't want to say I know the whole definition, but yes, definitely interchangeable on the discernment is how to make that decision, or when a certain situation arises, how do we discern? So I guess making certain decisions, and intuition is sounds like it's more deeper. And that gut feeling, like it's like that small still voice I always say. It's like that Allah voice, that intuition, like we knowing something that's innate in us. So I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna come back with it.
So I'm gonna come back with it. I got you. You should go look it up. You can't just tell her nothing. And I love that. That reminds me of my children. Don't let nobody just tell you nothing. Question everything.
Yeah, gotta.
I don't care what it is. My shirt is blue. Is it really blue? What color blue?
Thank you. Is it a shade blue? Is it teal? What you sure? The navy? That's right.
Because we don't ask questions. That's how we're left ignorant out there. That's why I'm telling her, ask. Don't feel an unasked question is a stupid question. One you won't ask is a stupid question. So always ask. And I love that. I love when people do that. Like, because I had that problem when I was in church. I'm just listening to what they saying. I ain't codified it. I ain't went and checked on it. I ain't did none of that. I'm just like, hallelujah, thank Jesus. Yep, that's what he read from today. And that was all I looked at.
But I think we all kind of was operating like that too. Islam, I ain't want to cut you, but I think we just opened up the book, or we just go to church and say, yeah, that's what he said, and regurgitate it. And it's like, but did I apply that? Did I leave here and really apply that? Or I'm just saying it. The pastor said this today. Or okay. So how do you apply that? And how do you apply that to your children for it to stick? Exactly. Not just for somebody else to say it, but how do we live that? Is that applicable to today when we leave here? Or is it just like, I'm just saying words. Just give it to me. Just give me the words but break it down for me. So that's why I probably was uninterested at the time. Because I was like, break it down where it relates to me. I don't want to hear about all that old stuff. I want to hear what it relate to me.
Exactly. I want to hear it relate to me. But see, this is crazy when you say that, because we would say this in church. When I went to church in Atlanta, we would say at the end of the service, this week is going to be the best week of your life. Now point to yourself. This week is going to be the best week of my life. Really? We're just saying these words. But like you said, are we really feeling those words? That's why I would go home hype Sunday, hype on Monday. Yeah, this week gonna be the best week of my life, girl. Tuesday, I'm like, oh my God. It ain't even started yet. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just saying words and not taking those words and let's see, digesting them and
Yes.
literally manifesting what I'm saying because all they were words until I picked up this Circle 7 and couldn't put it down. And I was like, dang, I was
Mm,
very interested in that text in the Bible, even though I love the stories of the Bible as a child.
come on.
I
So
love
quick,
it. So, go
quick
ahead.
question, sis. So how can we actually use this wisdom from the Sibyls to empower our goddess or sister or women today? Ooh.
How can we use it?
How can we use
We
the
need,
wisdom of the
first of all,
Sibyls?
like you were just saying, we need first of all, we got to get back to these sister circles. We got to come bring back this trust with one another so that when we embark and use these energies, because it says collectively, first of all, we got to come together. That's the first step,
That's right.
the collective.
That's right. Because I think that's where we. You right. Yeah, you right. No, how about I say we can kind of lose ourselves because we think it's on our own.
Yeah.
We uphold that I've been just like we were talking about the other day. Like I've been doing this on my own. I don't need nobody to tell me this and do that. And you need some guidance. We need some guidance to feel empowered because most of the time we are in our shell or we're doing our own thing or we're just this hyper independent female wanting to do it and da. It's like we really do seek out companionship where it's fluid enough to assist in our journey, not always take away. We know it's a harmonious kind of balance when it's up and down in relationship, but how can we use these tools to empower the women with this civil knowledge? So sacred
Yeah.
circles, you said, like it's
Yeah.
definitely important. That's why I'm like, ooh, and I didn't start doing this till a few years ago, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's changing me. I don't feel
Okay.
as having to do it all by myself. It's like just say something. You should just say something.
Yeah. You
Cause
got
me,
to. You have
me
to
bring
say something.
brought up. Yeah, it's like you can do it. Don't worry, you ain't gotta ask nobody. Just do it. It's like I'd rather work as a team, but we become the loners. That's how people say I do projects by myself. But it's like, dang, I really do need somebody to do that so I can do this other thing. But the distortion of hyper masculinity or hyper femininity, we gotta just learn how to coexist with
With,
one
with,
another,
with
where we
one
can come to
another.
understanding. Yeah,
Yes.
understand it's not always a battle for power. Like he said, we both are the power. We both are the power. You ain't got to be a head, and I got we both at the top right here. Come on, let's work this together so you know that we both leaders, not always playing that I'm a leader, I'm a man,
Yes.
or
Yes.
I'm just a worker, I'm just a worker woman, so I'm just gonna be always just hyper independent. No, soften me up. I don't want to be like that.
Please, I don't want to be like
I
that,
don't, I
right?
don't
So
want to be that way.
like you were saying, how could like the sister circles are important. We have to first of all start holding each other accountable. As I was talking to you last night, and I was like, I could be people could come to me and be talking to me and telling me stuff, but sometimes because I be so into their emotional feelings, I may not be their voice of reason. So I gotta go to my other sister and be like, sis, I'm dealing with it. I don't know how to deal with it because I done told her to do this or that. And then my voice of reason, which a lot of times is Sister Aisha. Girl, no, that ain't what we doing. It could be Sister Rashira. That ain't what we doing. Because my sensitive behind is so sensitive to everybody. So I need my other sisters. I need my sister Aisha. I need her to be like, okay, no, we ain't doing that. Come up out of there. Don't be giving all that your attention. I be needing someone to be my voice of reason when I'm not the voice of reason.
Islam. We are. Accountability. Yes, we
Yeah, so
are.
I think listening to each other as sisters. I love Sister Shonda put something up and it made me say, you know what? She's right. I don't know, friends. I'm cool on that word. My sister, my brother. That holds more weight than anything. A friend, that sounds like something fly away. But when I call you my sister or my brother, that holds more weight. To me, that's a connection. To me, that means this is serious.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing to play with. This is a relationship. This is a bond that can't be broken
Mm-hmm. That's
unless
right.
we allow something to break the bond.
That's
But we
right.
got to start having more respect for sisterhood as sisters. We have to stop sitting back watching our sisters go through stuff and not being an A, but like you said, not we can't crutch them neither, because sometimes we'll do that to our friends. We are
Yep.
being hyper masculine with our friends sometimes and what they have going on.
That's true. It's like you're co-signing. Yeah, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then you need somebody a reason, like, no, that's not what you need to do. But if
we
you
don't.
ever everybody cheering on the distortment of way you acting crazy or whatever it could be going on, you got your whole backup team is like that, and nobody sound a reason. You got to change something because you're gonna need somebody to be like, hey, we all can't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
I need you to be like, hey, bring me back, so we don't have to go there because we're gonna spend extra energy and time, and we can just walk away and go to the beach. Let's just, But if you're defending your whole army and you're this warriorship women, oh yeah, we all coming with that. It ain't nobody standing back because we all coming with the warriorship. We all gonna ride. It ain't just gonna be, but it's the certain situations, it ain't just regular conversation where you pulling up on somebody and you got an attitude with another chick just cause something. No, we're not doing that no more. We're not
Exactly.
even in that flavor, so we gonna walk that off. We're not doing no yellow. We ain't back and forth. Like, what is the issue? Can we just get to the issue and then kind of squash it and keep going? So that's why we have to be like that with, like you said, the voice of reasoning and learning how to encourage women to seek their own like paths and their
Yeah.
growth and to heal. Not always you just, I'm just healing, but you healing and you going back to toxicity. Hold up, wait a minute. Like, what we doing? So through self-reflection and spiritual practices like we doing now, is very important. Very important. Everybody may not come from all the backgrounds in life like last night. Everybody got different perspectives. Ain't nobody fighting and trying to. We got sister over here. We got all type of people, all nationalities.
Oh, nationality.
It ain't nobody trying to jump on each other. It's like, hey, I'm speaking, boom, you speak, boom. We taking turns. We come to a resolution or whatever it may be, but it ain't no argument. So we have to respect that on all levels, with women dealing with certain things. But yeah. But most of the time when we coming from different backgrounds of women, it's like, oh, because I love God this much, or I love Allah this much, or I can't really step into this, or I can't do yoga because of this, or it's like, who is guiding you? Who is
Yeah.
guiding you, and why you keep putting these limitations on yourself when it comes to your spiritual growth? Like, you get stopped at the door already. No, my God say I can't do that. And I'm like, okay. So how are you gonna feel better? What are your tools? Since you already stopped me at, that's what you okay, so I'm gonna allow you just to be. I'm gonna allow you just to be. Then maybe you'll come back around and ask me a question. Oh yeah, you asked me about that more science back in the day, said yoga, whatever it may be. I think I'm better now to accept that I wasn't understanding that you was talking to me and this book is about me, you know? And that's how I was. I couldn't just be like, oh, no, don't give me no religion book. I don't want this. Don't give me this. I'm working on me. I ain't worried about no book. I couldn't be like that. It was just like, just open it up, Isha. Let's
Yes.
just see where I am. Oh, okay. And with Sister Latae J, she like, hey, you got these lessons. You remember in that lesson you did it. And I'm like, oh snap, girl, let me get on my because for me it just was feeling like I knew it already. Not know it like I know the book, open it up. It's just like, ooh, I can relate. Oh my goodness, that's similar. Oh, that say that in the book. Let me open it up. Let me explore. Oh my God, this act what? Oh my God, that act is towards me. I can relate. So respecting people where they are in their boundaries, but also allowing our women to self-reflect and get into these spiritual practices because it's deep. It's deep. And people be tainting with things that they shouldn't be
Yes.
just because of just the name of God or Jesus. And I'm like, okay, got you. The blood of Jesus. Okay. So we doing, the symbolic.
Right.
It's like, wait, hold
Right.
up. That's
Right.
too much for me. I don't want blood on my body. And I don't what's going
Right.
on?
I'm
What
not
are we
drinking
actually
that.
doing? Thank you. I'm not drinking that. What are we doing? And why would I do that? If I'm part of God to attain
Well,
this, I gotta nah. So
exactly.
again, shifting back to the sacred circles or the gathering of women. It is not the gathering of women through toxicity. It's the gathering of women to actually learn and build. How
Yes,
can I learn this about you? I didn't know you was feeling, you know what I'm saying? I know you was feeling this way, so I want to make sure when we check in, it's it's receptive. It's
yes,
receptive. When I check, it's receptive. It's not always stagnant. So
exactly.
creating empowerment through many ways that's mostly healing. We need that. I know that we need that.
We
We
do.
definitely.
So it's important to have these tools because, like you were saying, these people will spew and say, "Well, my God said don't do this, and my God said don't do that." Your God today is not your God tomorrow. But what tools
Mm,
were you left with? Were you only left with a tool of communion? Because there were so many more tools left for you. And when you don't use these tools, the tools that you are so against could be the main tool that can help you to your next level
mm-hmm,
because you're so resistant to something that you haven't even explored.
mm-hmm,
Because when
mm-hmm.
Lilith left, she went to the Red Sea. I'm out.
I'm out. Got the
I ain't
purpose.
got time. I'm out. So when I remember I was telling you about the experience of the group that we're a part of, the Libyans, and how they're purchasing property along the Red Sea where stuff ain't even been touched.
Mm,
Like, well, we could build communities. There's parts of this world like Lilith wasn't playing. That's why I said Magnificent said you cannot have the Moors. You never, you can never have them, and you never will. She was the protector of them. So we say in Red Sea, I'm thinking of that. I'm looking at Lilith. She was like, "No, I'm about to protect this thing. Y'all can act foolish. You, Adam, you and Eve, go act foolish if you want to. I'm gonna stand
mm,
over here and I'm gonna hold my station." Lilith
mm,
held her station. She held her station.
mm. Islam.
She was a part of them two angels when I look at it. She held her station.
I know that's right.
She was like, no, because sisters are doing this now. You're not taking me off my square, brother. You got that lesson? Because in chapter 21, it says soft persuasions. I don't want to hear it.
Mm,
Lilith
mm,
is coming back because she's bringing these lessons and she's pulling them out.
mm-hmm. Like a transformation.
Yes,
Transformation in the passage. Yep.
this transformation is happening. So it's not, and it's not to comment the brothers because I said this is not a male bashing thing, but
No.
you're gonna see the energy that's moved in here and how much more you're gonna have to show up in your masculine as a true masculine, not hyperly masculine, but in your true masculine.
That's right.
Because
We leave
if
it on.
not, you about to be by yourself. Because the other ones are gonna be too wild to even want to be bothered with you.
Mm,
They're gonna be too wild. It's not what you're thinking it is. They want to paint a picture of what it might be for them. But when
mm,
I'm seeing this energy that's coming back in, that's not what it's about to be.
mm. Yeah. We over the oppression. We over the
Yeah,
oppressive. Yep.
we are. We're over the I'm under you. We're over the I'm walking 10 steps behind you. We're over the I'm gonna be in the kitchen. We're over the you just made to have babies. We're over that. We was
Mm-hmm.
made to be right next to you.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what we going back to.
That's right.
So
Islam.
when you think you can be out here doing what you do and you're not being this Lilith energy is back and it can see everything that you're doing and you're gonna have to realign yourself back. All of us will.
That's
Even
right.
us sisters that's in that Eve energy, come on back over here. We need to rise up. We gotta stand next to our brothers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stop being so subservient and gullible to the man because you want a man.
Mm.
That's how I look at Eve. You just want a man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just going
bad you'll
straight.
do anything to have a man. And Lilith was like, nah, because my man, my brother, my king is gonna show up in his masculine in the way I need him to as a man. He ain't coming as a boy and I gotta guide him to be a man for me. He's gonna show up as a man.
Come on.
And this is the energy we're in. That the brothers are gonna have to show up in this way.
Yep.
The
And
loose
not
sisters,
always us.
you're
You
gonna
know,
have to
not always
realign and
us
come back.
showing up. That's
Go
right.
ahead.
I was saying not us always showing up and giving the most, because people like he said, some men will like that. Women to go ahead and go all in, showing the most, and just keep that up. Nah, we changing the narrative where we can meet each other at the power, because we are the power.
Islam. Islam. Islam, brother Pennington Bay. Islam. Islam. Definitely. Definitely. And we need y'all to be with us. Like, this is not, we're not talking separate. We're not saying get rid of the man, get rid of him. Nah, brothers, we trying to say, hey, this energy. Maybe y'all need to go learn about Lilith a little more so you can learn how equal we really were.
Mm-hmm. That's
So you
right.
can stop taking advantage of women no matter what or how you're doing it. Stop taking advantage of them altogether. Have more respect for womanhood. The prophet says that in these teachings that I just read to y'all out of the literature, the historical message to America, like that letter that he wrote. He told you have more respect for womanhood.
That's right. Come on.
Because the
Come on.
sisters, I mean, they ready. Some people, I have a brother think, oh, you with a bunch of nagging women, and that's all they do is complain. Not the sisters I'm with.
No, we
Not
ain't
my
playing.
truth. They don't. We building each other up. Because when I'm falling, she like, hey, no, and vice versa. I said, so
Vice
I don't
versa.
know
Yep.
what picture you're painting, but that's the picture that the masculine tends to paint of us. That we're just in a group of a bunch of chatty, catty women. And that's not true. It depends on the energy you decide to fall into. And I'm on
Right.
that Lilith degree. I'm not on the Eve degree, y'all.
That's right. Rites of passage. Everybody need to get in one. Get in a sacred circle. You know.
And can you put
Health.
any of those because I know you've been through some rites of passages because is that a rite of passage that our dear sister Soleil does? Is that a rite of passage or just
Oh,
a
she
treatment?
gives all the good Jews. Soleil, she does rites of passage. She also does the embodiment of the goddess of sensual movement as well. She does some other ones too. She just started one of them just closed. The 12-week one she's doing yogurt tantra, or I need to get the name of it, but it's like yogurt tantra, but it's more so deep essence of it, not the distorted version of tantra now that we have. But she teaches many classes online and in person as well. But yeah, look on her website, Rites of Passage, clinical herbalist as well. We already know musician, but most of all, Rites of Passage, pilgrimage women got embodying the goddess. She does that
Islam.
all the time, at least a 12-week program, and then she does international trips as well.
Yes.
So
She just came
yeah,
back from
tap into
India.
yeah, exactly. Tap into Soleil, and then we'll be building more. Come with us. We're gonna be having our own, or at least intertwining and interconnecting with these divine sisters too. Especially we're about to do the motherhood festival that's coming in
Yes.
April
Yes.
in Atlanta. So that's gonna be a wonderful divine sacred circle, because motherhood, like when you say that, it's like motherhood, even if you didn't have your own child, the mothering, everybody would like to be there. Everybody needs to be there, because the motherhood festival is going to bring you some great divine energy that's needed. Even the brother can show up so he
Yes.
can learn as well. That's going to be the great thing about it. So he knows um, how to operate when it comes to feminine principles or what's needed, because sometimes we just don't know,
Don't
or
know.
men just don't know. It's just like, oh,
Mhm.
we in it, but it's like, hey, your wife is feeling this way. You didn't see her with the baby stressed, or whatever it could be. These signs and symbols, so men can be like, oh, let me kick into this gear so I can assist my goddess or
Mhm.
queen, or in this area. She may need more nurturing, so kick into a little bit of feminine principle so I can assist her while she's not at her 100% use. Then go back to your masculine. But some people can't, kind of get to that area because they so blocked off. And I'm a man. I ain't supposed to do that for no woman. I'm a man. I'm like, whoa, taking care of me. I
Right.
didn't, whoa, I didn't. But we get so distorted from that, even after childbirth. Most men
Mm-hmm.
don't know what to do. They don't know how to show up in that nurturing, loving care. We can say I love you, but what does that call for? A woman got to go ahead and get back up, think about the household, bills, clean up. If you're in that state of mind. Not all, but if you're
Yes.
in that situation, which is majority, women are stressed already when the baby come out. It's like, because we're trying to learn how to get back to us. What kind of nutrients do we need for us to fulfill ourselves and the baby or babies, depending on how many you have? It's like, but again, rites of passage. If the men don't know how to kick into what they need to do, or if women, let me say, or if women, because also feminine energy can come like, oh, I just had a baby, I'm ready to go out. Hey, I've been pregnant this long. I don't got
I
time
want
for
to
that.
go
I'm ready
work.
to go. I'm ready to go drink. I'm ready to go get my body back. I'm ready for men to be on whatever. It's distorted already.
Yes.
So these rites of passage is super important. Spiritual connection is super important, because if you're all out here spewing energy, then you try to go back home to a little baby. What are you doing? You're
Yes.
bringing all of that back home when the baby is innocent. Innocent. And we were just talking about the innocence.
The innocence.
So early on, if we don't have that knowledge or that knowing that we can be better and this is a better situation, then we just fall victim to it. So we got to show up in different ways. Please, everybody, get you a friend, a sister who can still be the voice of reason, who won't just allow you to deplete yourself or just to go by the way. If you let me go by the way and you ain't trying to care about, I'm like, you don't care about me.
You don't care about me. You
That's the
can't
same
care
way with
about
food. Same way with food. You want McDonald's?
me.
No. You don't
You
like
don't
me.
care about me.
You don't care about me. You what? What you thought this? What? Eat where?
Just not.
You know.
You don't care about me.
You don't
So,
care.
Sister Isha,
Yes, Islam.
you have an event coming up. You have spoke about everybody else.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I need it in the chat because you spoke about everyone else. And Sister Isha about this work too. She's about to start a rites of passage with us too. Through what she's teaching. And I would love for you to put it in the chat, but I want you to talk about it because I need people to be involved. Whether online, in person, you need to get with it. These are the reasons we need to support each other. The support, like he was saying in here, he says about the business of us. And that the better positions for our men and women, more business employment for boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. But he's also saying we should be supporting each other's businesses.
Yes,
That's the only way they're going to make it. So when we're on here, we're having these events, whether it's a class, whatever, like y'all, sisters and brothers. I'm gonna put it like this: as a hairstylist, I wanted a good haircut. I had to invest in good scissors. I couldn't go buy a $12 pair of scissors. My scissors, I have about 10 pair. Each pair is $200 or more. And I have 8 pairs of scissors. Investing into my craft. My flat irons, none of them are under $200. Maybe the smallest one might be $100. But everything else, $250 and up. Invest into my craft. Invest into yourself. That's what I have done. I invest into myself, whether it's a dryer, a blow dryer. I know I need the tools to keep me moving. I know I need these tools to help me make this style be what it is. I can't give you a bomb updo French roll without no hairspray or spritz. It's a tool. So we have to start even through these things when our brothers and sisters are giving classes, and they may start off small and they may not cost you as much at first, but start investing into yourself to better self so that you can grab these tools that people have and that they're using to help them. Because Sister Isha ain't just on here saying, oh yeah, this is what I do because it's something to do. She's on here saying all of this because this is the work that she has put into herself.
Islam.
Sisters, I need y'all in this class. And if brothers can come, I need y'all in this class too. Sister Isha, can you tell the people about the class you have coming up? What we need to be prepared for and where we need to sign up. Put the link in the chat.
I know that's right, sis. Islam. Okay, so yes, come of the let me just say that it's been redirected for me to do my first workshop. I'm gonna do a free workshop come January, maybe January 4th. I have planned. You'll see the promotional marketing material come this week, but it's called Yoga Chi Works. And what I do is the coaching and membership for women. It's a flexible program for them to, kind of to see where they are in their journey, to work with them and to guide with them on their journey through holistic wellness, inner balance, harmonious balance, let's say that, and physical empowerment. And what I've been doing is brought in my Smai Tawi experience, which is Stephna Terasima Pao. It's an Egyptian yoga conducted by Dr. Muat Ashby. Also, my teacher, Netta Ankh, brought me to this beautiful art of Smai Tawi, which is the union between God and goddesses. Also, I'll be interconnecting my Tan Tui. Tan Tui is an African martial arts. Also, it's a Chinese, let me say Chinese. I always say ancient African, but they say Chinese martial arts, which was brought by the Hu Muslim people. So I learned that a few years ago with my teacher, and I'm intertwining that because it brings the strength and empowerment from women in this martial arts. And also, I'm intertwining a little bit of Qigong from one of my teachers, but the holistic wellness piece will come from we're learning about herbal remedies. We're learning how to create our own herbal medicines in our cabinet, along with not just our physical empowerment as well. And we're also learning how to actually meditate in motion. So the journey is to really empower you, create some inner balance, and holistic wellness through this, through our women and sisters. So it will be a membership. After the workshop. So I will do my best for it to be online and in person. So I do have at least a month and a few days to work that out if it's going to be online. But most likely it'll be in Atlanta and it'll be in person. And it's just to help you reclaim your inner strength, your balance through these different African wisdom arts that I'm doing. So yeah, sign up. You can sign up also online with my holistic herbal coaching course. I do have that now. That's all online, and it is a little bit on sale. I did do a little bit of discount. I don't discount myself on that, but you can sign up now for the holistic herbalism coaching on my page. You can either go to my bio on Instagram. It's Aisha the pharmacist, Aisha the pharmacist with a Farmacist, or you can just visit us online at smypharmacy.com. That's SMAIFARMACY.com. And you're going to see the membership there, the coaching program. Also, we do holistic consultations and gardening consultations as well. So you'll find everything online. And if not, if you want to see some beautiful videos, subscribe to our YouTube at Smy Pharmacy GTV.
So can you please put your site in the chat? Because
Sure.
people they'll be listening and trying to write it, but if you put it there, then at least when I send the video out, they could grab the link for what you're
Sure.
doing. It's very important on the Sistahs Auxiliary, the United Innovation Sistahs Auxiliary podcast, for us to promote each other's businesses. I'm very big on that because we need economic security. So this is why we do this too, to always bring forth what it is that's going on. Yeah, and my resume has changed. So now I'm host, public speaker, MC, event planner. All
yes, there we go.
All that is coming. Like, I'm like, whoa, I just got the letter from doing the Taste of Africa. And he was just like, Sister Latae, now this is the start of something big. And we about to keep going. And I need you right on my side. He told me, I need my wife on one side. I need you on the other. All right, Elder. All right. So the resume is changing. You know what I'm saying? It's building. It's more than just hair. More than just hair.
Come on, more than just we've been doing.
Yeah, more than just hair. MOOR.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about what everyone has going on. This is why it's important. This is why I love that. I used to be so shy. But if it wasn't for If it wasn't for Akhenaten and my teacher, I would not be this boisterous. I probably wouldn't even be talking still. I'd be so shy and like, I'm not saying nothing. But because I was pushed to that podium every Friday and Sunday for 2 years, opened me up to want to share in the knowledge and of this amazing literature and all that Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought us, to really embrace it and love on it. So never knowing what it might bring and where it could take me, but I was never doing it for that reason. It was always just to do the work, because the prophets, they were amazing. And what would I rather follow? I would rather follow their footsteps, because they did some amazing works and they left us amazing works that if we just follow this recipe, if we just follow what was left to us, it is a better world. Our condition will be better. It's not that we think it might be better. We know it can be better if we work toward it.
That's right.
That's why this is important. Islam,
that's right. The action behind it, the will and the unfoldment. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It's like, I didn't know where this class was going to go today. It's beautiful.
It is. Because you know what, Isha, for the most part, even when I put a title up, I just it's always what Brother John says, my other teacher, that spirit leads the meeting. We don't even lead the meeting. So as much as people, even when they want to try so hard to put it all together, spirit is going to lead our meetings. The spirit is going to come in and going to give us the words to say, the way it should be laid out, because we're not coming in discord and chaos. We're coming from love. We're coming from our 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So spirit is going to lead. The prophet is leading this meeting.
Islam. Sure enough. Uphold me.
What you say?
Uphold me.
And I'm so grateful you were able to come on today, because I always want people to get a taste of you because of what you bring to the movement. As a herbalist, as a mother, as a farmer, as a gardener, as a what do you call the flower people?
Florist.
No, I don't want to call you florist. That's too simple. It's something else, because Isha, she knows these flowers and it's the way she explains them. So I don't even know if I can put you in a florist, because that still gives me Kroger vibes, and I'm not.
That's right.
That's not you.
Yep. I just call myself a herbal pharmacist with an F. Just put me in just an intertwined, almost like a mixologist. No, I'm gonna make something up. Nope. a pedal power mixologist or something
Like that.
Something it's gonna come, but I got so many names.
You do, but even though you have so many things, they all are interconnected. That's the thing, the dopest part of you. Everything you do is still gonna it keeps you in your lane. It keeps you in your lane. One thing Isha ain't never trying to come off her lane. She gonna stay in it. Like if it's something that says she gonna put it in there, she gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do and it's still gonna stay right in line with what she's doing. Not trying to do something somebody else is doing. You don't see her. Oh, today I'm gonna do this. Tomorrow I'm be a real estate agent. Today I'm gonna do hair. You know, she gonna be like, okay, flowers, herbs, yoga.
Yeah.
With you some food. It's gonna still stay in line.
That's right.
Really. So I love that about you. I love your creativeness. I love your tenacity, because you're always like, your mind is you're always looking at different ideas and new ways of creating. And one thing I can say, that's why I love being around you, because it helps me in keeping that's my thing about when I say I need a partner, because I need someone to keep me on I can feed from him as much as his energy and creativity. It helps my energy and creativity. So that's why I have to be around people that are creative and moving, because if I become stagnant, I go crazy.
Me too, girl. That's why I love you too. You keep me, you be like, let's go. I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm
Let's
like, well, I
go.
ain't feeling that good. You were like, okay, it's okay. You look good. Let's go.
You look good, boo. Let's get
Let's
it.
go. You all right? I was like,
And
oh,
I ain't
and it,
gonna never let you look
yeah.
crazy going nowhere. So
Show lane. She showed lane. She like, you good.
like,
You
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Let's go make this money. You look good, girl. Don't even worry about it. And it brought me a different confidence and to know and to speak why I wasn't feeling at my best. But it just brought to me in that moment, oh, I am better. It was like a confirmation, even though we tell ourselves that, it's like, oh no, you good, girl. Look, you good. I'm like, oh. So I got out of my own way. And that's been my thing, just standing in my way. Oh, I don't want to do this because this happened. Or this I'm feeling it. Nope. You like, nope, let's go. And I said, wow. And that just sparked a different, like you said, tenacity about me coming this summer, because I was like, man, it's so heavy, it's too much going on, and you were just like, okay, oh, let's go do this though. Let's just boom. And it brought me a different enlightenment. I met some new people. It was just a whole vibe, different vibe for me. And I said, okay, this year is definitely, we always transforming, but this one was very impactful, this transformation. Me speaking more or doing things that I usually don't do.
Mhm.
So I am grateful. Thank you for you, and thank you for showing up for me, showing up for yourself and the community the way you do, because it's passion and I love it.
It's long.
It sparked my fire. I'll be like,
It's
ooh,
long.
let me get on it.
I'm so
It's
happy. I'm so happy. I'm really happy that Allah has used me in that way. Um, because I just think it's important. Like I said, because I was so quiet and never said anything. I never spoke my truth. I always held it in. I let things build up until I just got angry and then blow up. Like I could just remember how unbalanced I was, like when I really sit back and think. And even when my family is just like, well, we don't understand, you just let yourself go through all these things. And I'm like, because y'all don't understand, you're not me. And this is a part of me that I'm searching for. I need to go heal myself. I got to go find me.
mm-hmm.
Everyone has their, what do you say? The picture that they have painted of you, like your family. Because you'll even say, you were supposed to be this or you were supposed to be that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say things like that because that's the picture they painted of you. But then they don't realize that there's a you that you must find, and everyone must find that you. Everyone must find themselves. And why people think that you're doing things against them, it's really not. You're becoming the example for everyone else to learn to work on themselves and to find themselves, because that's when the real love comes in.
Yes. And yes, that's when that real love for God shows up.
Islam, yes,
Come
yes.
on, you ain't putting restrictions on somebody else because you're projecting. It's like, I love you from where you are. Why can't I just do that?
Why can't I do that?
But we want to mold you into something else when it was like Allah said, I'm not that. So if he's telling me this, or I'm walking in this light, why are you going against me as this physical being? But so it becomes confused. So again, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank you too, sis. Thank you too. And now we're going to close this meeting. Isha, I need you to stay in the background because we gotta make sure your portion downloads so I can send it to you. Send you
Okay.
the whole video, but you can also have your own where you can chop it up and do your reels.
It's
Um,
long.
so I would like to close the meeting. I'm gonna close with some of the words from the prophet real quick. Islam.
It's long.
To the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Islam, this is the instruction from your prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds, that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on. But the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Drew Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone, and many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east, is going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left with 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another, standing on our square at a 45-degree angle. Repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
Father of the universe,
the Father of love,
Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector,
As my protector,
my guide,
guide,
and my salvation
my salvation,
by night
by night
and by day,
and by day.
through his holy prophet,
Holy Prophet,
Drew Ali,
through
and
Ali. Amen. Islam.
Islam. All right, stay in the back while I stop this real quick.
Yes, yes, Islam.
All right.